if you don't have any evidence that they were together with the person that threw the bomb or that committed the crime.
Only 2 of the anarchists were at the scene, and they were both on the so-called podium in full public view. Somebody threw that bomb, but nobody had any idea who threw it.
Anarchy is on trial, the prosecutor said. Gentlemen of the jury, convict these men, make examples of them, hang them, and you save our society. The verdict was guilty. The sentence, death by hanging. 3 asked for clemency and got life in prison. 1 blew himself up in jail with a cigar bomb. A former Tribune editor, Henry Demarest Lloyd, began a national campaign for clemency. Illinois' governor said he would support it if the businessmen did. Banker Lyman Gage gathered 50 of the business elite to argue that clemency would improve labor relations. He seemed to sway them. But they feared to cross Marshall Field, Chicago's most influential businessman, who was opposed.
The great industrialists all, I think, woke up, at least at times in the middle of the night in a cold sweat and worried about revolution. It was impossible not to entertain the potential for serious social unrest and indeed political and economic revolution in this country when the rewards of this extraordinary moment of change in capitalism were being so unequally distributed. And they knew it. Field knew it. Pullman knew it. Swift knew it. Armour knew it. They couldn't not know it. And that was a very scary possibility for people like Field.
You have to remember that this is a period of time that was still in the shadow of the Civil War. And people felt that if you didn't take a hard and firm line, as had been taken by Lincoln and the Republican Party against the slaveholders, if you didn't take a hard and firm line against threats to property, that this sort of thing would be
Maniacal and more threatening to Field than the anarchist movement. Field thought, property is sacrosanct. I formed this business on my own. I worked up from stock boy. It's mine. They have no right to tell me how to run it, and certainly they're not going to tell me that they're going to dynamite it to death. Field and the elite control the banks, and they control the business establishment. They've lost control of politics. Now are they going to lose control of their own businesses?
It caused a furor throughout the world. People saying, don't hang these guys, commute the sentence. And letters came from George Bernard Shaw from Tolstoy, I believe. Do not execute them. But there was one industrialist who was adamant, and that was Marshall Field I, the merchant prince. He said, in effect, hang the bastards.
As Chicago's capitalists tried to put their labor problems behind them, a memorial to the anarchists became a shrine for revolutionaries. The elite's attempt to project an image of urban harmony to the world would not be easy.